Hello everybody. I welcome you all in my YouTube channel which is dedicated for the lectures in physics. Today we are going to see how we can construct the basic gates, that is AND gate, OR gate and a NOT gate by using transistors. So first of all, before going ahead, let me once again clear the concept of switch. When we call that a switch is an open switch, when we call that a switch is acting as a closed switch. So here you can see when we connect a lamp across a battery with open switch, then obviously the light will not be on. It will remain off when the switch is an open switch, and at this condition the voltage across this open switch is equivalent to the voltage supplied by the battery. That means the whole voltage drops down across this open switch. No current will flow through the circuit and thus this lamp will not be glow up. On the other hand, when we say that a switch is a closed switch, if it is a closed switch, then obviously the current will flow through the circuit and the light will turn on. In this condition, as the current is flowing through the circuit well, we can say that the voltage across this closed switch is equals to 0. Okay. First of all, you should clear your concept of open switch and closed switch. Now, in electronics, it is not only the PN junction diode, but it is a transistor also that could work as a switch and is found to be a very important component in the construction of so-called gates. How we define a gate? In electronics, a gate is nothing but a device that performs the logical operations. Okay, the device that performs a logical operation. Now, now where this gate is used, you may have heard the word microprocessor associated with the computers, laptops, and all digital world. Now, the combination of transistors could form a gate. The combination of many gates, it forms ICs, that is integrated circuits, and these ICs are then after used in the construction of so-called microprocessor. And thus, you can see how important these gates are for the digital world. Apart from the transistors, gates are also constructed by using diode also. So, depending on what component we are using for the construction of gate, there are various types of logic. That is the TTL logic, transistor logic, wherein we make use of transistors to form a gate. Apart from this TTL logic, there is another popular logic that is used in the digital world, that is the CMOS logic, complementary metal oxide semiconductor logic. Okay, these two are the most important comparators, you can say, in the digital world, this TTL logic and CMOS logic. This TTL logic is associated with the ICs of the series 7400. While performing the experiments in digital laboratory, in your laboratory, the digital experiments you may have performed, you have seen the ICs like 7401, 7402. So this 7400 series is dedicated to this transistor logic ICs. The ICs wherein the gates are formed by using the TTL logic. Whereas the ICs that belongs to the family of CMOS or the ICs that belongs to the family of 4000, this number. So 4000, this family of IC, they are mainly composed of this or they use this CMOS technology, wherein the field effect transistor, JFET or MOSFET, is used for the construction of gate, by the combination of which we can form the ICs. Right. So there are two main logics which are used for the construction of ICs, that is TTL logic or CMOS logic. Apart from these two logic, there are few other logics also, like diode resistor logic, wherein we use diode, a combination of diode and resistors to form a gate. One can use the diode transistor logic to construct a gate, wherein the input is given to the diode and output is taken from the transistor. And in this way, we can form a gate. We must always remember that gate is such a logical device in which there are two or more inputs, whereas there will be only one output. There is only one gate wherein there is only one input, and that is, you know well, it is the NOT gate, where there is only one input and one output. We are going to see it in detail here. So, come to the point. A NOT gate, also known as the inverter, is a gate which inverts the input. For example, if the input of NOT gate is 0, that is logical low, then its output will be 1, that is logical high. Here you should clear yourself about the logical high and logical low concept, 0 and 1 concept. This is something that is related with the binary digits, right? These are the binary digits, wherein suppose you are using a 5-volt battery. So in that 5-volt battery, the voltage which is about 0 to 0.5, 0 to 0.5, it can be treated as logical 0, whereas the voltage which is about 3.5 to 5 volt, 3.5 to 5 volt, it is treated as logical 1. Okay, so the NOT gate is such a gate in which it inverts the input. If input is 0, the output will be 1. If input is 1, then the output will be 0. That is logical 0 state. So, this is the so-called truth table of NOT gate, right? This is the symbol of NOT gate, wherein you can see this NOT represent that it is inverting the input. So this gate is also known as the inverter gate. Now let us see how we can construct a NOT gate by using a transistor. Say here we are using an NPN transistor. NPN transistor. This is the emitter base to which we are connecting the input, and this is the collector wherein we have applied some voltage, that is called it as the plus VCC voltage. We are not connecting plus VCC directly to the collector terminal, but we are connecting VCC through some resistance, collector resistance RC. Right. This is the construction of NOT gate by using a transistor. This is the NPN transistor once again, and the input is connected to the base terminal. Now, we know that a transistor could conduct the current only when its emitter base junction is forward biased. Okay, the transistor will conduct current when its emitter base junction is forward biased, and the current flowing through the transistor is such that IE, that is emitter current, is sum of collector current and base current. You must remember that the maximum part of emitter current goes to the collector current, whereas there is a very less contribution towards the base current. So these are the two things that one must keep in mind when we are saying that a transistor is conducting or a transistor gets saturated. When it will saturate? When its emitter base junction is forward biased, and thus when it conduct heavily, then we can say that the transistor is in saturated condition, and we will say that it is now acting as a short switch. When it is in saturated condition, it will be a short switch. When it is in cutoff condition, we say that it is acting as an open switch. So we must know how when we will say the transistor is in saturation and the transistor is in cutoff. When it is in saturated state, it will act as a closed switch. When it is in cutoff state, it will act as an open switch. So let us see here. Let VBE is the input voltage, the voltage across base and emitter. We called it as VBE. And let VCE is the voltage that gets dropped down across this emitter collector terminal or across this transistor. So here our output, that is Y, which is equals to V0, this is nothing but the voltage across the transistor, VCE. And by Kirchhoff's law, we can say that VCE is nothing but VCC minus ICRC, where IC is the collector current that flows through this resistance RC. So output V0 is equals to VCC minus ICRC. Now, here you can say when A equals to 1, that is when the input voltage is high, that is, so we can say A equals to 1. When A equals to 1, then in this case, the VBE, base to emitter voltage, is sufficiently high to bring this transistor into the saturation condition. Thus, this transistor will conduct heavily and act as a short switch. So, when it acts as a short switch, it conducts heavily so that the voltage drop across the transistor, that is VCE equals to 0. VCE equals to 0. In this condition, we can say that the current flows through this circuitry, that is ICRC. ICRC is nothing but equals to the VCC, because here our value of voltage drop across the transistor is equals to 0. So we can say current flowing in the circuit is equals to VCC upon RC. This much of current will flow across this resistance RC. So as there is no voltage drop across the transistor, we will get output Y equals to 0 when our input A is equals to 1. On the other case, when A is equals to 0, transistor will not conduct at all. Means it will act in the cutoff region. It will act as an open switch. If it is the open switch, then whatever voltage we will supply, that gets dropped down here. Now, in open switch condition, the whole voltage, it drops down across the transistor, across this NPN transistor, and no current will flow through the circuit. So IC will be 0 and VCE, which is nothing but our output voltage V0, is nothing but VCC, that is highest voltage, and so we can say that it represents the logical 1 state. Got it? So in this way, we can construct a NOT gate by using a transistor. Now, next to this, we will see how we can construct an OR gate by using transistors, a combination of two transistors. We will construct OR gate by using a combination of two transistors. This is the symbol of OR gate. You can see here, it is the symbol of OR gate where A and B are inputs and Y is the output. The OR gate function, the working of OR gate is something like the algebraic summation, such that when both inputs are 0, you will get 0 output. When any one of the input is 1, you will get high output or 1 output. When both of the inputs are high, you will get the high output. So this is the truth table of OR gate. Now let us see how we can construct OR gate by using transistors. Here is transistor T1, NPN transistor again. Second transistor T2. These are the emitters of two transistors that are connected together and are grounded through a resistance RE. And here the output that we are taking, that we are considering, this output is nothing but the voltage that gets dropped across this resistance RE. Right? So our V0 is nothing but the voltage drop across RE. This is about the emitter circuit. What about collector? Both of the collector circuits are connected together and are then connected to the battery or to the high voltage VCC. The inputs A and B are applied to the base terminals of transistor T1 and T2 respectively through some base resistances RB1 and RB2. So this is the circuit diagram for the construction of OR gate by using TTL or transistor logic. Now let us see how the OR gate will work, or how the transistor combination will work to give the results of OR gate. Here we have said that our output is nothing but the voltage across resistor RE, and that is nothing but Y equals to the combination of current flowing through emitter E1 and emitter E2. That is, Y is equals to IE1 plus IE2 into RE. Output Y is equals to current into resistance RE. Now, let us suppose that one of the input or both of the inputs A as well as B are 0. When both of the inputs are 0, then both of the transistors act as an open switch. Means no current flow through the circuit. That is, the value of IE and IE1 and IE2 is 0. So that we will get Y equals to 0. When A equals to 0, B equals to 0. Why Y equals to 0? Because in this condition, both of the transistors act as an open switch. That is, they are in cutoff state. So no current flow through the circuit, and we will get output to be equals to 0. When one of the input is 1 and other is 0, then one transistor, say when A equals to 1, B equals to 0, then transistor T1 gets saturates, it conducts heavily and acts as a closed switch, whereas transistor T2 it is acting as an open switch as its input is 0 and thus act in the cutoff region, right, wherein it is acting as an open switch. So in this case, the value of IE2 is 0, but IE1 is not 0. IE1 is not 0, and so we will get y equals to IE1, here it should be 1, IE1 RE, that is logical high. So we will get y equals to 0 when A equals to 1, B equals to 0. In reverse case, when B equals to 1 and A equals to 0, so in this case, one of the transistor, here you can see, when B equals to 1 and A equals to 0, this transistor T1, it acts as an open switch, whereas T2, it acts as a closed switch. So the value of IE1 will be 0, but IE2 is not equals to 0, and as a result of this, we will get some output at the Y point. So here also, in reverse condition also, we will get Y equals to 1. And in case when both of the inputs A equals to 1 and B equals to 1, if this is the situation, then both of the transistors used in that circuit, they are in saturated condition, they conduct heavily and act as a closed switch. The high current will flow through the circuit and we will get the output Y to be equals to IE1 plus IE2, none of this is 0, into RE, which is equals to logical high, that is equals to 1. Right? This is how we can construct the logical OR gate by using transistors. Now, again one of the very important gate, that is the AND gate. Let us see how we can construct AND gate by using transistors. This is the symbol of AND gate. The function of AND gate is equivalent to the algebraic multiplication, you can say. How? The output of AND gate will be high. That is, it will be 1 only if both of the inputs are 1. Output will be 1 when both inputs are 1. In other cases, if any one of the input is also 0, then in that case output will be 0. We will get high state only when all inputs are high. This is the truth table of AND gate. Now, this is the circuit diagram by which we can construct, or we can see that how an AND gate is constructed by a combination of transistors. Here, two transistors are used, say T1 and T2, again the NPN transistor. The base of one transistor, we connect input A. To the base of second transistor, we connect the second input B through some base resistance RB. The emitter of one transistor, it is connected to the collector of another transistor, right? And emitter of T2 transistor, it is then grounded through some resistance RE. And our output, we are taking it as the voltage across this resistance RE. Right? So, this circuit, for me, it is just equivalent to this circuit. This is the battery. These are the two keys, like these transistors, two transistors. And this is our lamp. So, you can easily notice that this lamp will glow up only when both of the keys are shorted. Both of the keys are shorted, then only lamp will glow up. Otherwise, this lamp will remain off if any one of the key will be on or will be open key. So, in order to start this lamp, we require that both of these keys should be shorted. Here also, in order to get the input, our requirement is that both of the transistors, they should act as a short switches. So let us see how it will work. Here, in this case also, the output voltage across the resistance Re, emitter resistance Re is equals to IE1 plus IE2 into Re. IE1 plus IE2 into Re, where IE1, IE2 represent the current across emitter 1 and emitter of first transistor, emitter of second transistor. So, when A equals to 0 and B equals to 0, when both of the inputs are 0, then in this case, both of the transistors act as open switch. None of them conducts heavily. That means current flowing through the circuit is 0. So IE1 will be 0, IE2 will also be 0, and we will get Y, our output, is equals to 0. Right. Now when A equals to 1 and B equals to 0, in this condition, when A equals to 1 and B equals to 0, transistor T1 will conduct. It will act as a short switch, but transistor T2 will act as an open switch. It will work in the cutoff region. Right? T2 will not conduct since B is equals to 0. And in this case, we will observe that no current flows through the resistance Re, i.e. the value of Re will be 0, and thus the value of Y, output Y, is equals to 0. Similar is the case when we consider A equals to 0 and B equals to 1. A equals to 0 and B equals to 1 means transistor T1, it is now acting as an open switch, but transistor T2, it will act as a closed switch. In this condition also, no current flows through the resistance Re, and we will get output Y to be equals to 0. The last condition wherein both of the inputs are 1, that is, we are applying high voltage to A as well as B, right? So in this case, when both of the inputs are 1, then what will happen? Both of the transistors, that is T1 as well as T2, they will conduct heavily, they will act as a short switch, and current will flow through the circuit and through the emitter resistance Re also. So we will get the output Y to be equals to IE1 plus IE2 into Re and equals to logical 1 or logical high, that is 1. We will get higher voltage at the output when and only when both of the inputs A equals to 1 and B is also equals to 1. This is how we can construct AND gate by using the combination of transistors T1 and T2. This is all about the construction of AND gate, NOT gate and OR gate by using the transistor. Thank you.